Hello, Culers. Get ready, because what you're about to hear is more explosive than a Messi goal in the Champions League final. Today, we're diving into the summer's drama, the scandal-shaking Barça fans and leaving the Madridistas laughing in the comments of Marca. Nico Williams, the diamond of Ezquerra, the knife that was supposed to cut through rival defenses, was on the verge of becoming Blaugrana. But what happened? Why isn't he already proudly wearing the Barça crest on his jersey? Is it Javier Tebas, the man who has more power than a referee in the 93rd minute for Madrid? Or is there something darker, murkier, a conspiracy that smells of the Madrid office? Today, we're going to dissect it all. So, Culers, prepare the coffee, the feuet sandwich, and the Blaugrana passion, because this is going to be epic. Imagine the scene, Culers. Nico Williams, 22 years old, star of Athletic Club, European champion, the guy who left the world in awe with his relentless runs. Barça wanted him, desperately wanted him. Joan Laporta, our president, the man who carries the Barça DNA tattooed on his soul, came out saying, "We are close to an exciting signing, a player worth 60 kilos of gold." Bam. Everyone knew he was talking about Nico. Deco, the brain behind the operation, met with the young player's agent, Felix Tinta, in a Barcelona hotel. An hour and a half of discussion, Culers. An hour and a half. That's not a meeting, it's a declaration of love in every sense. And Nico, according to leaks, was more excited than a child at La Masia on the day they give him the first-team jersey. "I want to play with Lamine. I want Camp Nou. No, I want to be Blaugrana," said good old Nico. And why wouldn't he? Who would prefer to stay in Bilbao eating marmitaco when they can be in Barcelona eating calçots and lifting Champions League trophies? But suddenly, everything derailed. The signing stalled. What happened? Did the money disappear? Did the love break? Or was it Senor Javier Tebas, that knight who seems to have a chronic allergy to the Barça crest, who threw a spanner in the works? Tebas, the same one who appears on TV with a bad hair day like Tomas Roncero when Barça wins a Clásico. The president of La Liga went into Iron Sergeant mode and said, "Barça is not within the 1-to-1 rule. 1-to-1, they cannot register Nico Williams. They must sell, adjust the accounts, do some juggling." Come on, Tebas. Seriously, Barça can't sign Nico because they don't meet your creative accounting rules? But if Madrid signs Galacticos like their stickers and no one says anything, where is the financial fair play when Madrid spends 100 million on a player who then spends the season on the bench munching on seeds? And that's where things get even juicier, because while Nico was slipping through our fingers, another player entered the scene in this drama. Bayern Munich. Yes, the Germans, those who are always on the lookout like vultures when there's a crack in the market. It turns out that Bayern put on the table an offer of 12 million euros net per season for Nico. 12 million. That's more money than what Florentino spends on hairdressers for his balcony. And on top of that, they promised to pay the 58 million plus IPC clause without batting an eyelid. But, do you know what? Nico didn't want to. Why? Because deep down, the guy has a Blaugrana heart. Because he knows that playing at Camp Nou with Lamine, with PEDRI, with GAVI, is a dream that can't be bought, even with all the gold in Munich. But now, let's talk about Lamine Yamal, because this guy is the real protagonist of this story. While the Madridistas fill their mouths saying that Vinicius is the future of football, our Lamine, with his 17 springs, is already putting everyone in their place. And here's the moment that gives this video its title. Lamine Yamal, our pride, our diamond, our future Ballon d'Or, shut the mouth of Edu Aguirre. Yes, Edu Aguirre, that man who seems to breakfast, lunch, and dinner crying for Madrid. It turns out that Edu, during one of his classic tantrums on El Chiringuito, said that Nico Williams was better than Lamine. As if comparing Nico to Lamine is like comparing a seat panda to a Ferrari. Lamine, with the calm that characterizes him, with the class that makes him seem like a veteran, responded to him on the field. Dribbles, assists, goals, and a clear message. Edu, friend, keep crying, I'll keep playing. But if something truly makes Barça invincible, Culers, it's our fans. Because we are not just supporters, we are a family, a nation, a feeling that goes beyond football. We are the ones who fill Camp Nou to the brim, those who sing the Cant del Barça with tears in our eyes, those who travel to Wembley, to Paris, to Berlin to see our team lift the Champions League. We are the ones who, no matter what, never stop believing. And in this drama of Nico Williams, our fans have once again proven why we are the best. Because, let's be honest, this summer hasn't been easy. First, the drama of Nico, who seemed to be coming and ultimately stayed in Bilbao. Then the obstacles from Tebas, who seems to wake up every morning thinking about how to annoy Barça. And on top of that, the Madridistas with their little laughs, their headlines in Marca and AS, and their comments on social media saying that Barça is finished. Ha! Finished. Barça is never finished, friends, because as long as we have these fans, as long as we have culers like you who watch this video, who love, who comment, who defend the crest with nails and teeth, Barça will continue to be the best club in the world. And here's a shout out to all of you, culers, to those who are in Barcelona, in Catalonia, in Spain, in Argentina, in Mexico, in Japan, in every corner of the planet. To those who wear the Barça jersey, even if they look at you strangely at work. To those who argue with Madridistas at the bar, even if you know they will never understand what it means to be a cul. To those who cried with Iniesta's goal in 2009, with the 2-6 at the Bernabeu, with the remontada against PSG. You are the soul of Barça. Hello, culers. You are the ones who make this club more than just a club. And right now, with the signing of Nico Williams up in the air, with Tebas throwing a spanner in the works, with Madrid laughing from their VIP balcony, our fans are more united than ever. Because we don't give up, we don't hang our heads, we keep dreaming, fighting, believing. And when Lamine Yamal scores a magnificent goal in the next Clásico, when PEDRI leaves half of Madrid's midfield in the dust, when GAVI steals a ball in the 90th minute, we'll all be there, screaming, singing, celebrating, because that's what it means to be a cul, living and breathing Blaugrana, no matter what. And here we are at the end, culers, with our hearts beating 1,000 miles a minute, with Blaugrana pride at its peak, and with the desire to keep fighting against winds, tides, and Tebas. Because even if the signing of Nico Williams slipped through our fingers, even if the Madridistas sneer and Edu Aguirre continues to cry on TV, we know that Barça always comes back, always. So, if you're a cul to the core, if you cried with Messi's goal against Madrid in 2017, if you believe that Lamine Yamal will win the Ballon d'Or before Vinicius, subscribe now, leave a like, and share this video with all the culers you know. For Barça, for the truth, for real football. And now, culers, I want to read your thoughts in the comments. Do you think Tebas sabotaged Nico's signing on orders from the Madrid powers? Is Lamine Yamal already the best winger in the world? Or do you think Nico will eventually come to Barça when he sees there's no better place to shine? And one more, how many times will Roncero cry this season when Barça crushes Madrid? Leave your answers below, culers, because this is a Blaugrana party. Visca el Barça and Visca Catalunya. And now, let's talk a little more about the story of Nico Williams and Barça, because this saga is longer and more complex than a football match in extra time. It all started a few months ago when rumors began circulating about a possible transfer of Nico Williams to Barça. The fans were buzzing. The idea of seeing Nico play alongside Lamine Yamal was a dream for everyone. The two young talents, with their speed, magic, and audacity, would have been a machine-crushing rivals. But, as we all know, things didn't go as planned. And that's where the troubles began. Because, culers, what happened with Nico Williams is not just a matter of numbers, financial fair play, or clauses. No, no, no. It smells like a maneuver orchestrated from the darkest offices of Spanish football. Those who have a portrait of Florentino Perez hanging on the wall and a poster of Javier Tebas signed with a "thank you for everything." Let's break this down because there are more tomatoes here than in a Valencian paella. The question is, who benefits from Nico Williams not signing for Barça? Easy answer, Real Madrid. And it's not me saying this because I wear the Blaugrana jersey even to sleep, it's the facts speaking louder than a chant from the Camp Nou stands. First, let's think about the context. Barça, after years of economic shortages inherited from the Bartomeu era, this man who managed the club as if it were a monopoly game without money, is starting to lift its head. Joan Laporta, our president, the man who has more charisma than a Clásico won in the last minute, has managed to stabilize the finances. Not completely, of course, because we are still as tight as a broom, but enough to go for a crack like Nico. And just when we are about to finalize the signing, boom, Tebas appears with his accountant's notebook and his bad hair day, saying that no, Barça cannot register anyone because it doesn't comply with his famous 1-to-1 rule. Come on, man. And where was Tebas when Madrid spent 200 million on Mbappé without selling even a sock? Where was the financial fair play when Madrid was signing half of Brazil while we were selling even the Camp Nou lamps to pay the bills? Culers, it doesn't end there. If the love for Barça runs in your veins, if you wear the Blaugrana jersey even to go to the supermarket, subscribe now and leave a like bigger than Iniesta's goal at Stamford Bridge. For Barça, for the truth, and to laugh at the Madridistas who still believe Vinicius is better than Lamine. That's where the conspiracy theory comes in, and it's not that I've put on an aluminum hat. Culers, listen up, Javier Tebas doesn't act alone. This man is the perfect puppet of the Madrid powers in Spanish football, those who for years have ensured that Madrid has a clear path to winning leagues and champions while Barça faces troubles. Do you remember the Negreira case? Of course you do. That smokescreen they set up to divert attention from the real scandals. Because while everyone was pointing fingers at Barça for paying referees for reports that weren't even good enough to wrap fish, no one was talking about how Madrid always gets away with gifted penalties, forgiven expulsions, and a VAR that seems programmed by a White House intern. And now, with Nico, the move is the same. Hinder Barça, weaken it, ensure it can't compete with Madrid on equal terms. But how does Athletic Club fit into all this? Very simply. Athletic, with all due respect, is not a club used to getting involved in these matters. They do their thing with their philosophy of Basque players, their San Mamés pride, and their Marmitaco. But suddenly, their president, John Uriarte, meets with Tebas. With Tebas. And what did they talk about? According to them, about Barca's financial issues. It's more suspicious than seeing Tomas Roncero praise Messi. There's something fishy going on, and the fish seems to be wearing a white scarf and singing Hala Madrid in the shower. The hypothesis is clear. Tebas, with the backing of the Madrid powers, gave Athletic a tip. Listen, John, Barça won't be able to register Nico, so tighten the screws on the extension and don't let him go. And Athletic, who are no fools, took the opportunity to tie Nico down until 2035, which is longer than the time Roncero spends crying for the decima. This, Culers, is a scandal of biblical proportions. It's as if Spanish football is designed so that Barça always has to climb a mountain while Madrid drives an electric car. But let's not be fooled, because Barça always finds a way to come out on top. We are the club of Cruyff, of Messi, of Iniesta. We are the club that invented beautiful football, the one that makes millions of people dream all over the world. And even if Tebas and his friends from the Bernabeu try to throw a spanner in the works, we keep moving forward with our heads held high and the crest on our chests. Now, let's set aside the offices and talk about what really matters: football.